Who's that?
I don't know.
Program the computer.
We create a mental atmosphere.
Fear not, my friends. This will be my greatest performance.
Give it to me.
Here we go. We came, we saw, we kicked it.
Well, we did something to it, but anyway. And it's the weekend already. Welcome. It's Mornings on the Beach, signing on for the last weekend of May.
That's it.
Where to go? We say that every month.
Yeah.
It just seems like it speeds right by, and now we're headed into June. But Danny Lemos right here.
Mike Stark.
And Melanie Ray?
And dance classes on the radio? Well,
Why not?
We'll say, stay right there, and we'll tell you what we mean about that, because they are going to happen right here as we talk. So, and coming up also.
Yes. Practice, practice, practice. If you have a musical talent, we've got something for you for Father's Day
this would
to
be
show
great.
off your musical talent.
Yep, we got it.
And a free concert featuring who? You! Sing Along Beach is back this weekend, and our first guest has all the details.
He does. I went last time.
I did too.
Had a great time. Didn't expect to. Really
Yeah.
let me check this out.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where once you're outside of your house
Right.
and having a good time. The boomer alarm came on, so it's because it's Mike Anthony. Hey, welcome.
What
to
a
the show.
celebrity.
Hey, pop on there. Say good morning. Good
morning, everyone.
That's heart and soul of rock and roll.
Good show.
None other.
Check it out.
We'll talk about it a little bit. In the meantime, our very special guest this morning, the organizer of the very event, right here, because we know everybody in Long Beach. And he's
do.
with us, Mr. Stan DeWitt. Welcome back to Mornings on the Beach, Stan.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here again
Hey,
with you guys.
Stan.
And we're talking about another incredible, we just mentioned it because we went last time
Yeah.
to the Sing Along Beach. And by the way, I love that branding, Sing Along Beach. It just rolls off your tongue.
Yes, it does.
But tell us what's going on.
Well, we got an even bigger event this year. We last 5 years we've had a summer camp, and then at the end of the summer camp we do a Long Beach Family Arts Festival. And the Family Arts Festival brings together a bunch of organizations that do work for children in the arts in the city.
Oh, wow.
And they perform for each other and for the audiences. And there's kid-friendly activities, art activities, and face painters. And Long Beach Symphony is going to have their instrument petting zoo there. And,
Cool.
And food and all sorts of fun stuff. But this year, because we're going to New York City in June, we decided not to do the summer camp. So we're combining the festival with our Sing Along Beach. So we're going to have two events back to back at the same place at the same day.
We're there
Nice.
for 3 events today because we're going to the exceptional day of pets. That's going to be there earlier in the day.
That is true, and we just found out about that today. So we're going to learn how to get along with a bunch of pets.
There's going to be so many pets.
That's how it goes.
We're bringing my neighbor Shelly the tortoise, actually. She's in the competition. And cross your fingers, hope she get an award. And Boomer's being acknowledged, so we'll be over there for sure. But
Great.
when you said we're going to New York, tell us a little bit about your organization for those who may not know.
Yeah, so the Long Beach Youth Chorus was founded in 2017, and we aim to be the premier children and youth chorus in the region. We were founded because all of us who were involved in music know firsthand what a difference it's made in our own lives. We want every child to have that opportunity. And even though Long Beach Unified has some great schools with great music programs in them, not all the schools do. The high school magnet programs don't have choir programs or music programs, and several of the middle schools do not as well. So we formed the organization with that in mind. We were up about 35 kids before the pandemic. We were about 10 kids after the pandemic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But we did bounce back, and we're now up around 60. And so one of our goals is to be able to do regular touring. So this year we're taking our first major tour. We're going to New York City, and our kids are going to sing in Carnegie Hall.
Oh, my God. That is
unbelievable.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So great. How many are you taking? All 60?
No. So the 24 of the singers are going, and then a lot of the parents and siblings. So we have about 55 people all together going.
That's awesome.
What an experience.
Now, I may make an assumption, but will they also be singing Saturday at the event?
They will be at the sing-along, yes. So the sing-along event, you may recall this from last year, is We have a band on the stage of the band shell, and we bring up people to come and kind of lead the audience. The goal is to not for it to be a performance, for us just to be the backup band for the audience. And they have song sheets. They can read the lyrics of the songs, and then we just try to get them to sing to their heart's content. So we have groups like the Naples Garden Club, a church choir is going to be coming leading a song, and a couple other choirs. And actually, our Long Beach Youth Chorus kids are going to be leading the choruses of two of our last songs we're doing that day. So yeah, the kids will be singing a little bit, and several of our singers will be leading songs by themselves too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
Last year I was surprised to see Marcelle Epley with the neighborhood.
Yeah.
She was singing. I thought, so there may be people that you know, friends of yours, who get out and sing, come out and see if they're
Local heroes.
I think it's fantastic. Oh, you're going to be there, right, Melanie?
I'm the sign language interpreter.
Oh, that's great.
So I'll be the one standing there waving my arms around. And I loved it. I loved it last year.
I
I
did
got
too.
teary because music is magic. And everybody loves to sing.
I love how it started kind of weak, and then as people got the idea, then it got
Yeah.
stronger. And then, by the way, everybody jumps on in.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. I left feeling so good.
Right. And no one's watching or listening to
Yeah.
you specifically. That's the magic
Yeah.
of it. You know, you're just adding your part to this community thing, and it works every time. I left feeling really good last year.
You curated the song list yet, Stan?
Yes, we have. We got about 24, 25 songs. We're doing 4 different themes, if you will. We're opening with Motown songs.
Oh, perfect.
Then we're going to a group of songs by Elvis Presley.
Yep.
And then we're going to do a group of songs about dancing. So everything from You Should Be Dancing by the Bee Gees to Safety Dance and Twist and Shout. So,
It's going to be fun. And, of course, there are people that get carried away. They jump up and dance, too, and it's also a lot of fun.
and then we end with a set of songs that are all built around someone's name. So like Sweet Caroline, Hey Jude, Rhiannon, and that'll be how we end it.
And perhaps you could maybe do Oh, Danny Boy.
Oh, that's a feel good. That's a feel good.
You know, people end up crying.
That might be a different audience, but yeah.
Yeah, right.
So it's going to be a full day for the family, right? Starting
Yeah.
at what time does it start?
The festival starts at 3, goes to 5, and then we go right after that. 5 o'clock starts the sing along.
Mm-hmm. Now, for people coming, there's benches, there's a place to sit. If it's in direct sunlight's worried, there's some shade, but you may want to bring, an umbrella if you need to. But don't sit up front.
Yeah, right.
Actually, you can see over an umbrella. That'd be no problem. But will there be anything like food or beverage?
Yes, we are hoping to have a food truck there. We've got one set up, and we're trying to figure out where we're going to put them. But there will be food, and there'll be some vendors there selling stuff as well. So yeah, we'll have plenty of food. And this year we're hiring a shuttle service, which will take from
Nice.
the corner of 10th and Park, which
Yes.
is kind of in front of Blair Field there, because that's where the majority of the easy parking is.
Right, you're right.
And it'll shuttle people to the band shell and then shuttle them back afterwards.
Great addition, because
Cool.
we walked really far last time. We'd parked far away.
Yeah, it is quite a ways. Yeah.
Because a lot of people went. So it's a good day. And the
Yeah.
weather's going to cooperate. It's going to be beautiful. So if you're listening to this on Saturday, get yourself together and start at 11 with the exceptional day of pets, and then take a break, go home maybe, and then come on back for the festival at 3 and the concert at 5.
Yep.
Be
There you
awesome.
go.
What a great day planned. And your New York trip, when does that happen?
June 13th. They sing in Carnegie Hall on June 15th.
Amazing.
So how do they gather the money for that?
We did quite a bit of fundraising for them, and what we did is we put the money that we raised towards each of our singers' tab, if you will. And so we raised about $400 for each of the singers that are
Wow,
going.
that's great.
Oh, that helps.
And then the parents, everybody else just paid their own way. So.
Oh, that's really great. Oh, that's going to be a lot of fun. And will there be some way of will you be like videoing that performance at Carnegie Hall? I'd love to see it.
I'm sure there'll be a parent who will probably take a video. Of course.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that the Manhattan Concert Production is just the group that organizes the tour for us, and I think they do professional
That'd
videos
be
of
awesome.
this
Be great to
concert.
see them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Really
It's a
awesome.
great group.
That's great. So we're talking about a full Saturday for you, like I said. So get ready to get out there and enjoy some singing. Enjoy some, maybe move your body a bit.
Yeah.
and get out in the sunlight.
In the sun,
it's
yeah.
good for you.
Makes a big
I think
difference.
it's a great idea. Yeah, that's wonderful.
Sure, and let me just throw out
Oh,
our
no,
website
please.
If anybody has wants more information about us or about Saturday, it's the Long Beach Youthchorus.org, and come on, visit us and give us a shout out.
A lot of great work being done in the community
Absolutely.
by people who are outside of the schools because they got to pick up the slack.
Right.
And I think that's what's so important. Now, I can't say it because I'm not allowed to, but you can ask people if they want to donate.
Yes, if you'd like to make a donation, go to longbeachyouthchorus.org and make your donation there, or come on Saturday. We'll have buckets we'll be passing around and
great.
collecting donations there.
So thank you so much. And
Thank you all.
we'll see you
All right,
out
see
there
you Saturday.
later today, or if you're listening on Sunday, you missed everything.
Sorry.
Sucks for you.
That's the way it goes. All right. Thank you, Stan. We got people waiting in the wings and also crowding the studio with us. So
Yes.
before that, let's get to some music.
Yeah, this is brand new from Casey Musgrave. She hasn't had an album out in a while, and the album itself is great, but this is the lead single off of it, and it's called Dry Spell. And I'll give you a tip. Go watch the video of it because it's absolutely fantastic. All right, that's Casey Musgrave, and it's hard to believe that she has any sort of a dry spell in her life.
Really great
But anyway,
song.
great song.
Yeah, and watch the video, like Mike said. It's really great. Mornings on the Beach, right here, Dan Lemos.
Mike Stark.
Melanie Ray.
And also with us in the studio, say hello, good morning, mystery guest.
Mike Anthony, good morning.
With the heart and
Oh,
soul.
he's got that great radio voice.
And tell them what time your show's on. Well, might as well.
I am on today from 10 a.m. to noon, and then you can catch the rebroadcast on Tuesdays from 2 to 4.
I recommend
I feel like you need to put an echo under his voice.
I know.
that's his normal
Sunday,
voice.
Sunday, Sunday.
It's really great. Well, like I said, we have a whole slew of folks visiting us this morning. And now we're going to turn to a friend of Melanie's.
Yes, well, we're friends now, since we're plugging other shows.
Why not?
Why not? I produce a show called Speak Easy with Ann Wellman from the Long Beach Community Theater, and our show airs on Tuesdays at 9 a.m. So we had as a guest Nancy Luong, and she's a powerhouse, and she wowed me, and she's all the things. So I brought her on this show too. Spreading the
Sweet.
wealth.
So she did a story in your show?
We had a show called Begin Again. So then we brought on a guest to tell her story about reframing her life. And then we were thinking, well, who else could we have? And it turns out there is an infinite number of people in our lives who have made amazing changes. And one of them was Nancy. In addition to being an author,
Content
tell us
creator.
everything. Nancy, tell us what
you're all these hyphenates.
Who are you? Who is
I'm
Nancy
multi-hyphenate.
Luong?
We're all multi-hyphenate. In the day, I work in tech. I've written 2 books. I'm an author. I'm a content creator. I sit on 2 boards at Cal State Long Beach. I help mentor students there. And I am a lover of Long Beach.
Well, tell us about your books, because they had a great angle.
Yeah. So my first book I wrote was called How We Got Here. And it is a book, a guided journal that I created to help connect families. And the reason why I did that was because it was hard for me to connect with my own parents, especially with them being immigrants. So I created this book to help families really learn how to ask questions and meaningful questions to their parents and get to know about them and discover who they were and are before they had kids, because everyone had a life before they had kids. And so I'm learning about their history, if they have any immigrant stories, and about their own upbringing. And my second book I wrote is called We're All Weirdos, because I truly believe that we're all weird.
I love
that.
What a relief. What's that book about? Yeah.
That book it's about how to embrace your authentic self and how to lean into all the weird things that we think are about us, how that's actually our superpower, and really how connected we are and how powerful it is to be your real self. And it's about breaking all the societal norms that we have. It's about really leaning into ourselves, and just being weird is cool.
It's amazing you would say that, because some of the themes are the things we always talk about, about expressing yourself, being powerful. But also being weird is something that I know came later in life for me. So the older you get, the less you care about what other people think.
For sure.
But it's great that you're mentioning it early, especially if you can find that early in life and say, just, nobody's really watching you. Do your thing. That's what makes people individuals.
What was one of your weirdnesses that you realized realized was a superpower?
So many things. I think one thing I always thought that was weird because I'm Asian and we are not really taught to be emotional, if that makes sense. Like I was always a very emotional child and I always felt so deeply. And I always felt like when I was sad, I would cry. And this might sound normal to a lot of people, but like this felt very weird to me because in Asian culture, we're really not taught to talk about our problems, to really be emotional like that. So that's like one thing that I felt really odd about myself because my whole family is very strong and they're kind of like get over it or find a solution. And so that's like one of many things I felt was weird about myself. A second thing is I have a lot of thoughts. And I have always felt like I'm the only person that has so many thoughts. And of course we know now, like we all have many thoughts, but I just don't think, I feel like I was around so many people that were surface level that I felt like I'm so in depth in my brain and I want to overanalyze everything. And I think about things in like multi-layers and I probably have ADHD, so.
That's great.
Yeah, I feel that.
What's one of your weirdnesses?
I don't know. When I asked, I was thinking, I better get ready to answer this question.
I think in some ways, this room is full of folks that found that weirdness in them or just do their own thing, right? We all started that way. I think it was, for me, being in a family of 9, trying to find a way to stand out. I'm the black sheep of the family, or the gray sheep. I don't want to say black sheep, but of my family, because I just did what I wanted to do. I would take a job, and if I didn't like it, this was 1960s, I'd leave it. Which is now, I think, something people do today, right? A quick little dive into a job. But I was doing it back then, trying this out, trying that out. So weird. At least my family thought I was strange.
Yeah, I don't know what one of mine is. I'm an only child, so I lived in my head.
Yeah.
I was totally in my head. So the thing you said about having so many thoughts, there's living in this feeling where you're looking around the room going, am I the only one who sees this going on or who feels this going on, or this doesn't make sense to me and it must just be me, so I'm just going to shut up about it. And now, it's funny, when you run out of estrogen, you also run out of F's to give, right? So I'm right. I love that. So right now I'm in that well, screw it. I'm just going out and following all my weird little dreams, and the feedback is incredible.
Yeah, isn't it strange how when you finally do that thing you want to do, that you think everybody's like, oh no, I can't. I mean, for me, I don't know about you, Mike, but it was radio and both bikes.
Yeah.
Once I found radio, that was my weirdness.
Absolutely.
I stuck out. I knew what I wanted to do from the very beginning. So that's wild. What in your journey, Nancy, what was the one thing that you learned about yourself that you didn't know?
That is a great question. I think one thing I felt was, I love what you said. When you said you were a black sheep, I have a part in my book that says black sheep or unicorn. And
I like
that.
Right?
Danny's totally a unicorn.
Right? So, it's like, what we think is we're the black sheep, we're the odd ones out, but really I'm like, actually, I'm not. I'm the one that's breaking generational patterns. I'm dealing with generational trauma. I'm living a life that's against the norms. Like, for instance, I'm single. I'm almost 40. I don't want kids. These are things that were instilled in my brain in my 20s of like, that is how you're supposed to live life. And so, when I was reading this, I'm like, that's what the whole book is about. Being weird is positive. It's being different and unique. And that is one thing I realized, like, I've always felt so different in my family. And I realized this is good that I'm breaking so many generational things that just don't make sense anymore.
Yeah.
They just don't.
Absolutely. Where can we find the book? And because I don't read books, is it an audiobook?
Because he's a unicorn.
It's on Amazon, and you can find them on Amazon. And I don't have an audiobook, but I will happily read them to you.
I'll tell you what.
And I will read them to you.
Well,
and I can give you cliff notes too if you're like, okay, this is too long.
Nancy, we got a studio right here. Let's get a product out there. That'd be awesome. That'd be great. So, in your ventures out into the world, when we're working with young folks, what is the one thing that you hope for them? I'm always thinking, are they going to make it?
I hear you.
Because it's a different world.
It is a completely different world. I mean, I work with the next generation, and that generation, Gen Z, is the only generation that grew up with technology, right? Like, if you think about it, they had a phone in their hand, at a young age, and then they lived through COVID. So, my hope for them is that they are able to connect with humans in real life, and not just in their personal life, but also in their work life, because that's one thing they're struggling with a lot right now. Understandably, I think that a lot of people look at Gen Z like, oh, they're so entitled and all these negative things. And yes, at one end that could be true, but the other end is, let's give them a little compassion for how they grew up too. Like, they didn't choose to grow up in an era where they probably had more privilege, or went through COVID, or that they grew up into technology. So my hope is that they really get their heads out of technology and AI and all that stuff, which is great, but to really connect. Human connection is so important. It is what we need right now. I think the world needs more human connection, more conversations, more in-person being together and being real and having safe spaces to do that.
Absolutely. And that's so important. We just talked about it, a segment before you, about a way to do that, to get out and sing. So getting out of your own space, even around other folks, it might take a little bit of a dive if you're used to being alone. But once you get involved and get busy, it gets so wonderful. And you feel better. That's the one thing I love. You feel better.
Right.
Yeah.
With your How We Got Here journal, did you go through that with your parents before you published it? Did you go through your book?
No, I actually did at the same time. So there were some questions I asked during, and then some questions that I created where I published it and then asked them. But I wanted to really do it all, the reason why I didn't ask all the questions before I wrote the book is because that would have taken a long time. Like, to go through my parents and do that, it takes months sometimes, because I live far from them. So when I would see them, I would ask them a few questions. And that's the thing with asking questions. It takes time. It's not like you can get through 50 questions in one day. It's like, these questions are meaningful, and it's exhausting. Like, to talk about, like, one of the first questions is, tell me about the day I was born. Like, what was that like? And that alone can take 5 minutes to 1 hour. So, it was important for me to ask some of the questions, but then save some of them until I was done publishing them, so that I had time to really sit there and listen. And I think that's another thing that's important, is really listening. Like, parents are not really, how some of our parents just talk a lot?
Yes, I do.
They just like tell us the same things over and over. But if you have meaningful questions, I think it's more of an intentional conversation where they're not perhaps nagging about something or telling you the same thing.
Yeah, it's hard as a parent, because I do that too when I have an 18-year-old. And and she grew up with a phone in her hand, as much as I tried to fight it. It was during COVID. She didn't have any networks until COVID. And then you realize that's the one way she can connect. And then boom, she's in the phone addiction. But when she does talk, I have this little voice in the back of my head that says, don't talk, shut up, shut up, shut up. Just to let her go, because as a parent, your reflex is to want to get in there and tell them.
Fix it.
Whatever. So I always have it's hard to remind myself to, like, just listen.
I wanted to ask, through all of this work with your parents, how did your parents embrace your weirdness?
They definitely know I'm the unicorn.
They do know, don't
in
they?
the family. And I think that they have, they're immigrants from Vietnam, left, on a boat, live in a refugee camp for 2 years, very old school mentality. But now I think they're like, you know what, we're just going to let her be, because I think at the end of the day, most parents just want their kids to be happy. Most, okay? I can say all. So I think they've always had, they think it's weird I volunteer. They're like, why would you do something without money?
Mine too.
Why would you work for free?
Why are you doing that?
It took them years to realize, okay, she kind of likes this working for free, oddly kind of thing. But if it makes her happy, like, we're just going to let her do it. But sometimes I think we just need to do what we want to do, especially if you have parents that you're trying to please or, trying to impress or get that approval from, like, let that go. You got to live your life. Live your life. And I think your parents will actually respect you when you do that.
Right. Well, thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Nancy.
It was wonderful to have you. Where can we find you and your books and all that stuff?
You can find me on Instagram. My handle is Nancy. My last name is Luong 17. And my books are How We Got Here and We're All Weirdos, and they're both on Amazon.
That's great.
Right on. Thank you so
for being
much
with
for
us.
coming.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. That was so great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Music. Time for a little music.
Yeah. This is kind of a exciting piece of music because it couples up the two remaining Beatles.
Oh, I know.
Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr, and a song called
Home to Us.
I liked that little interview you did with Nancy.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
She's great.
I go along with that too because I've never had kids. I never got married. I went outside the social norms myself. So when she said that, I was like, wow.
That's like your
Yeah, it was like
weirdness,
exactly my
right?
life.
It's so great.
Yeah.
It's Mornings on the Beach. That's Mike Anthony, by the way, from the heart and soul of rock and roll, joining us in studio right here. I'm Danny Lemos.
I'm Mike Stark.
I'm Melanie Ray.
And, I found out about this, and we invited, well, let me explain. I am a regular walker past this Long Beach Senior Center, and I saw a message posted there about a dance class. And I've been thinking about, I want to get out and mix it up with different people. And so I thought, a dance class at the center. Let me get it. And then I found out it's a little deeper than that. It's like a Dancing Through Parkinson's is the name of the organization?
It's the organization. It's a community program inside of Invertigo Dance Theater, which is a dance company.
And that's Catalina Jackson-Uruena. And you are the director of this organization?
Yes.
She brought with her Connor Willing, who's going to be teaching the class there, right, at the center? Excellent. So first of all, I want to start with how this group got formed. Obviously, music, we know from our point of view that music helps folks with any kind of memory issue. And with Parkinson's, you have a mobility issue also. So tell us how this got started.
Yeah, so I like to say that this program was started through friendship. It was Fiona Carlin and Linda Berghoff. Linda Berghoff was diagnosed with Parkinson's in 2001. And so Fiona's daughter, Laura, had a dance company, Invertigo Dance Theater. And she said to Linda, what do you want to do? Should we take a yoga class? Should we take a dance class? Should we start our own dance class? And so she had done some training with Dance for PD from New York, Mark Morris. And so they decided to start a dance class together. And that's when Dancing Through Parkinson's was born. And it's been around for almost 15 years, doing dance classes around LA. We do events, wellness events.
So cool.
We even have an annual performance where the dancers in class get to be on stage. So we have a lot going on.
That's fantastic. How did you come to be involved? What's your background?
I'm originally from the Bay Area. I've been connected to Dance for PD for quite some time. When I was a kid, I was in a dance company that was multi-generational. The choreographer was also a Dance for PD teacher. And so we would do performances with dancers with Parkinson's in the Bay Area when I was, 6 to 18 years old. And so that's when I first met David Leventhal, who started the program in New York. Met him when I was a kid, when I was 6, and now we're colleagues, which is so fun to talk about.
Yeah.
But so I was connected as a kid, came to LA, now living in LA, and I just saw this job posting that they needed a program director for Dancing Through Parkinson's. And I said, okay, this feels very full circle. My abuelito was also diagnosed with Parkinson's. He lived in Colombia, so there was no programming like this. So it's very rewarding for me to be a part of something that I wish, he could have had access to.
So with people listening, they go, tell us about it. Like, what happens there at a dance class with people, the people that are in the class? Do they all have Parkinson's, or are they just Parkinson allies?
Well, it's for people with Parkinson's. We welcome friends and family and caregivers to dance with us. So the class is often a mix of, friends, family, care partners. There's also people who, have other mobility issues, not necessarily relating to Parkinson's. So it's really, we like to say that everybody can dance.
Right.
And dance is for everybody. And so it's really an open class for anybody that wants to have access to movement that wouldn't be, accessible in a normal dance class.
Well, that's really great. And you found Long Beach, right? So
Yeah.
down here at the Senior Center. And then you found Connor. So welcome, Connor.
Hi, thank you very much.
So are you leading the classes now in another location, or are you working in Long Beach strictly? What can we expect?
I work in Long Beach strictly. We Kat and I connected over virtual classes that I do weekly, and we wanted to we connected over that and sort of increasing the population to attend those classes. And then Kat said, "Hey, how about we get some classes down in Long Beach, because I'm Long Beach based. I have attended in-person classes up in Venice as well, but." Scheduling it's different. And one of the things for this community is consistency. So if I can't consistently attend a class up in Venice Beach, then it's best I don't, I don't dangle the cheese and promise something I can't deliver on.
And the class is going to be...
We're in Long Beach weekly now.
And it's Saturdays, correct?
Saturdays, correct. 12:15 to 1:15 down at the bustling Long Beach Senior Center.
Really? And do they? Is there a cost involved?
Drop-in class is $12, and also if you register through Long Beach Parks and Recreation, you can get, if you buy a monthly pass, you get one class free.
Oh, that's fantastic!
Nice.
Oh, that's really great. So, have you taught one here yet, or are you getting started? Have you taught a class here in Long Beach?
Yes, definitely. Down at the Senior Center, we're there every single Saturday. I believe this week will be our 7th class.
Oh, I'm behind then.
That's wonderful.
How are the people? What's the reaction like?
Fantastic. The best comment I can get, the shortest and quickest comment I can give you is, "We need this." I hear that a lot.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Not only so everybody can get moving, but one of my dearest friends had an early diagnosis of Parkinson's, and being self-conscious with the things that your body does that she couldn't control, and being out in public, it was hard on her. Kind of with the judgment of people who don't understand what's going on. So in a room full of people who are affected by it, it must be wonderful to let their guard down.
I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
And, as a young 20-year-old, I was quite the dancer. Disco was in. I literally won contests, did all that stuff. I haven't danced in years.
Oh.
So I gave myself the challenge when I read the flyer. I'm going to the class and experience it, and then come back here to the radio show and tell people what it was like.
There you go.
Funny you should mention it. We did the hustle in class just last week.
I know that one.
Yeah, right?
It's really great.
Nice.
And it's one of those things. My brother's involved in the Michael J. Fox Parkinson's Foundation.
Yeah.
He rides his bicycle all over the place and raises money. And so when I heard about this, I thought, this is right up my alley, dancing. So I want to try it out. I want to bring a couple of my friends along, too.
Yeah.
They're up there, too. And I like to challenge the people I'm around to come and dance, Michael. I can see, Mike, if you... No? You're not quite the dancer? All right, Melanie?
No, I'll do it all. Singing and dancing. This show's about singing and dancing.
It'd be awesome.
The two healthiest things
I just want to
you
go
can come up
experience
with.
something new.
Right.
You know what I mean? And around other folks. You can get so insular. Like me, I live alone, so I'm like, I need to get out.
Well, and it's good for your brain.
Yeah. And
it's good for your brain to
mixing
get
with
out
other
there and
people.
coordinate.
I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great socially too. It's really, community building, and it's all of the, exercise and cognition, but it really is you're finding people who care about you, and you're building a community outside of your normal life through dance. It's bonding through movement. Yeah.
And there's something magical about music. It just wakes people up. Even people with memory issues seem to come back alive when they hear a song they're familiar with.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Definitely.
And
I always offer up suggestions for music suggestions, theme suggestions. It's very much the class of the dancers, the class of the participants there. I'm very much involved in forming what we do.
I love it. And there's always one person in the class who does it better than everybody else. I can't wait. That's really wonderful. Where can we find out more information?
So you can go to invertigodance.org/DTP. that has all of our information on it. You can register through our class sign up there. We have the Long Beach online portal on there too. So all of it is on there, invertigodance.org/GTP.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you for coming by the show today. And Connor, we'll look forward to seeing you at the class. I'm serious. I'll keep my word. I'm going to come down there and take the class and then tell you what it was like. Because I want you all to join.
I very much look forward to seeing you. Anyone can just come along, drop in, and experience the class.
Right, now where's my Flashdance outfit for me? You think I'm kidding? Greg, we'll talk to you later, folks. Thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye. Bye.
I'd go dance to see you in your flash.
Okay.
I know, just that. The off-the-shoulder sweatshirt.
I bring up that because my best friend is my best friend because he stayed with me in 1979 to 80, New Year's Eve. I went out with him. And I was dressed in, remember those black little dolphin shorts with the slits up the side?
Oh, yeah.
I was wearing black tights. And I was wearing leg warmers around and Capizio dance shoes, and literally a sweatshirt that was falling off one shoulder. I thought I was
kidding.
You know what? And years later, when I remembered what I was wearing, I went, Doug, you are my friend because you didn't drop me off and leave.
Well, and and we're fortunate too. There weren't phones. There wasn't evidence of everything.
Right. You know what?
Everything
You're absolutely
we wore.
right. I would be mortified if you could see that picture of me now because I wasn't slim. And of course, the movie was all the rage, so I thought, yeah. And of course, I was living in an insular gay community, so I thought everybody did this.
Everybody dresses
And then I
like
go
this.
in public on a New Year's Eve, and people are looking at me like I am the freak of the. It was
Like
fun.
you're the unicorn.
Yes, bingo. There you go. I think it's good. All right, we got to get to music, right? What's coming up next?
All right, here we go. Low Cut Connie. We've had that band on the show once before, and they are hot right now, and this is called Can't Be Wrong.
You want to know some more personal weirdnesses?
Yeah, bring it. Bring it.
Right?
This show is about personal
Bring it.
weirdnesses today. We just heard from
Low Cut Connie and Can't Be Wrong.
right, and Mornings on the Beach is where you are right now, and I hope you're feeling good. The weather's going to be beautiful this weekend. Get out there. There's plenty to do.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a second. But Mike Anthony's here from the Heart and Soul of Rock and Roll. We were talking about personal weirdnesses before.
And he was just about to share one of his.
Yeah, personal weirdnesses. Okay, you know when you're in the car driving, you remember, like when you're young, right? You're driving and you maybe got a booger up your nose and you're like, no, I'm not going to do it in the car, right? People are driving the other way. They're going to see me do it. Now you don't care. Okay, I'm 57 now. I'm like, who cares?
It's so true.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
I don't know that we needed that, to be honest with you.
But it's so real. And
It's
somebody
so
out
real.
there probably went, oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
We are
Your
getting...
car, your business.
It's a weird one is, do you sing in your car
Oh, yeah.
to music?
That's what it's for.
Do you sing at the top of your lungs with full passion? Like, you ever done that?
Oh, yeah. With tears even.
Oh,
man.
you're my gal, because that's what I think people, they look at me when I do that. And they don't realize, if you bring me an audience, I will keep performing.
Yeah, right. No, it's a little privacy tube, your car.
And if somebody happens to glance over and you're like, what? At the top of your lungs. And, I think it makes them feel free. Yeah. It does when other people are doing it. I love it when I see people singing in their car.
Well, all these things that we're talking about, everybody has this natural inclination to do them, to sing, to dance, to pick your nose, to sing in your car. We all want to do it, but we hold back because we're afraid of what other people are thinking.
And really
or our own
that.
judgment, our own voices. And it doesn't matter, and you can't take it with you.
No, and it tells you what, you get to my age and you start thinking, it doesn't matter. I don't care what they think of me. In fact, I want to make sure I leave a healthy obituary.
Absolutely.
Plenty of weirdnesses to account for. But we said singing, and that's sort of been the topic of the day. We've got the Sing-Along Long Beach happening. I just want to revisit that.
Yeah.
If you want to come out to that, I recommend it highly. The Rexceptional Day of Pets is happening first. That's a hard one to remember.
It is, rolls right off your tongue.
Yeah, and I'm yet to, and I will discover this for you, audience, why it's called the Exceptional. Because it's like Mayor Richardson's going to be there, but okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because he, is behind all the pets. But I'll tell you one thing. This show has made a difference in one area when it comes to your doggy. And that is, we have got now the funding. We were involved with the folks at Chavez Park looking for a new dog
I was going to
park.
ask about that.
They got the funding. $367,000 is budgeted now for this new dog park. Wow. And then they released some. Now, I'll tell you, we had the organizers on this show. And the next week, stuff started happening. Now, I'm not saying we have power, but we got power.
We have power.
Right.
That's cool.
It was really cool.
That
and
is
so
cool.
They released the design. And if you're in the city of Long Beach, we got to put the link to it on our Mornings on the Beach on Instagram because they're looking for your input. And the park as it's designed right now, as far as I'm concerned, it's too small. Is it
near Cesar Chavez Park?
It is down on Cesar Chavez Park near 6th. There's a child playground now, children's playground, and they're going to move it to the side, and then they're going to build a dog park. But what they have it right now is section for big and small dogs, and we're asking not to do that.
Yeah.
Because dogs, it gives them less room to run around.
Yeah.
So we're going to be looking. They're coming back to the show to tell us about the update, but we made a difference. And I think that's really kind of cool when you're talking about the community.
Cool.
And they want your involvement. So we want to hear from dog owners about what they think. Do they need a small dog park? Do they need to be, I think, more room?
Small dogs have attitude, man. I know many a small dog that holds their own in the big dog park. So let them do it.
Exactly. So, and I don't think there's that big of a problem. There's some people that feel a little strange about it, but they want your input. So if you're going to help design this new dog park, and hopefully they'll get it together in enough time, and I think that's plenty of money for a dog park, almost over $250,000. So, Boomer, what do you think? Tails wagging?
He's into it.
It's really great. So that's one thing. And then I wanted to remember that Make Music Long Beach is coming up, and that's our big thing.
Yes.
Yep.
And we're talking about musicians, performers, singers, songwriters. We want to know if you love to perform. We're going to give you the opportunity. KLBP is going to broadcast 4 hours of the full day event from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. It's the full day. Performances happening on pop-up stages all over town, in clubs in front of the Carvery downtown on Pine. They're going to have a band. We're going to be up the street at Loiter Galleries off the promenade just above 4th from noon to 4 p.m. that day. And right now we are looking for people to sign up to perform. Now, a lot of folks who do perform, they jump on the chance. But we want to hear from folks that don't normally get that kind of attention. So you have a young one at home that plays an instrument and it's pretty good, or you have a singer who can take the stage by themselves. We are all about it. And go to Make Music Day Long Beach, and you'll find out all the details. And sign up to be on the KLP stage.
And if you have a venue that you can offer, you can sign your venue up at that location as well.
It's all over the world on this day. Summer solstice, Father's Day here in the U.S., but there are going to be performances in people's garages, on sidewalks, in front of businesses. We want to just have the cacophony of sound here in Long Beach. And our mayor is all about music and performances. So they're behind it.
Yep.
And we will be too. So broadcasting live here on Father's Day, noon to 4 p.m. But like I said, if you're hearing my voice and you know somebody that can get up on stage and needs the exposure, we're going to sort of prioritize those kind of folks first when it comes to it. Make Music Day, Long Beach, Father's Day, and summer solstice. It's going to be a great day around town.
Yeah.
And bring Dad out. In fact, force him to sing. Did he sing in the shower? We'll see. All right. I think that's pretty much all we got for today. We got a long show. And
lots of great guests.
Really, you know what? People are finding out.
They are.
But Mike Anthony, too, you're on after us on Saturdays.
Yes.
At 10 a.m.?
10 a.m.
That's great. Yeah. And anything you want to tell us about your show? I know I hear frequently from his listeners, especially if our signal goes off on the FM, we'll hear right away.
I have a listener in San Pedro, and he's like
he's our monitor.
Yes, he is. He'll call me and say, Mike, the station's not back up yet, on the terrestrial signal.
Right.
That's great. You've been with us how long now? I'm trying to remember when you came aboard.
February 15th, 2025 was my first show. And I really love it. I love the station, and I love being here. I really do. I thank you guys for taking me on.
And he shares his passion. And I tell people all the time, just share your passion with other folks because they support Mike. they
Right.
contribute. And
Absolutely.
it's just when you have that sort of thing, and if you've ever listened to Mike's show, you'll hear the passion. And really, it's awesome. I wanted you to do it live because you're so good when you do it live. So
What do you say, like Long Beach, baby? That's the way you got to say it. It's not Long. I work in Long Beach. No, it's Long Beach.
That's great. Oh, that's really good. We got to get you to be a MC, maybe like a sing along with doing that.
Yeah.
You just need some reverb on this microphone in here. You got to get X-ray to work on that.
Let's explain for those of you who listen to the show. Mike is recreating the sound that was in the AM radio in the 60s. Right.
Right.
What was that called? It was called.
It was plate reverb, top 40 radio back then.
Yeah.
It was great.
Boss radio, I think is what the word I'm looking for. But he's recreating that. Unfortunately, it's on FM, so it doesn't quite exactly sound the same. But you've managed to make it sound like it's
still got some pops and crackles in there. A little magic.
Nice.
It does. Puts it all in there.
Radio
That's awesome.
magic.
But thanks for being part of it here, and thank you for listening. We'll see you next weekend. In the meantime, we're going to get out.
Great
with
band. We're going to leave you with Pretty Reckless, but I'm going to let them introduce.
All right, we'll see you next weekend. Bye.
Bye, everybody. See you at 10.
Promo.
I'll see you at 1.
Oh, promo again.